Explore black art, niggas. Well, hello there. Welcome back to another episode of Uneducated Thought. My name is emmizziee. That's not the intro. I'm going to try one more time. My name is emmizziee, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Uneducated Thought, the show of hot tops, hot takes, and whatever I feel like saying. Welcome back. You didn't get an episode last week because I have mental health issues. But that don't matter because we're here today, right? You kicking it with me? You kicking it with me? We both here together. You copy? What's good with you? Probably have a quick show tonight. I don't have a lot to say about the topics today. And I don't have a lot of topics, period, because a lot of shit been going on and I haven't been really giving too much of a fuck about a lot of it because it's been very boring. I'm in this shirt. It's one of my favorite shirts, actually. I like wearing this shirt a lot. I don't wear it a lot because I don't go a lot of places, but when I do wear it, I bet you your nigga looks this way. Let's get into these topics. Doja Cat went on live recently and told y'all to stop talking about her hair, right? So I guess she got an album coming out or a tape. I don't know what the hell is coming out exactly, but for the cover of this tape, she decided to do a close-up of her natural hair. If you don't know, Doja Cat is a nigga. Kind of shocking, right? We're going to talk about that a little bit later. She has her natural hair as the photograph for the photograph for the thing or whatever. And a lot of people were commenting about her hair texture, saying it was the same thing as like wool, as like sheepskin. Motherfuckers were saying it looked like cotton. And whatever other little racist shit they could possibly say about her head. Because her fan base is a bunch of honks. So yeah, they was talking about her shit. She went on a live, basically said, "Yo, that's not cool. Don't be talking about my hair. This is my natural hair texture. I'm 4C. Yada yada yada. Woody woody woo. All this shit like that." There's a few little things I got to say about that, honestly. So number one, I'm gonna start this off by saying I like Doja Cat. I really do. I think that she's funny. I think that if she's writing her lines, she can rap. I think that her music is very good. And all that good shit. I do also, because a lot of people was talking about how she created her fan base to be this group of like racist people because of little shit that she said before, and we all know about defeating the racist chat. I forgot what Nori said about that, but it was funny as shit, and I really wish I remembered that line, but I don't. But y'all get what I'm trying to say. Yeah, you know, she did about the little racist feet thing, and she had the pictures with the neo-Nazis and shit like that. I will say that, well, two things, I guess I should say. I understand. Y'all gonna hurt y'all. Just hear me out for a second. Just roll with me for a minute. Don't get too mad yet. I understand her brand of like edginess. And when I say that, I'm saying like when I was in high school and I was younger, like I would hang around people that was kind of like that. You know, the niggas that's not really like PC, and the niggas that really just like just be doing shit and saying shit to get a rise out of niggas. Like that's kind of how I see Doja Cat for real. And so when she does and says certain shit that outrages the rest of y'all, I kind of look at it and I'm like, okay, I know that she just fucking with y'all because she know y'all gonna get mad. And it works every single time. Not to say that what she's saying is cool or what she doing is cool. You know what I'm saying? The little like Nazi on the t-shirt shit. A little bit crazy for me. But I think I kind of get what she was doing with that. In the sense of the troll shit. Like, I'm not trying to, again, don't, you feel me? And so there's that. But what I also don't think that she understands or has matured to get past when we were kids is that little edgelord, like incel humor type shit only goes so far before You realize that them niggas that was like that when we was kids grow up and become the niggas who's not joking about the jokes that they say, right? Like when you around the little white boys in high school that make the little race joke here and there, and they have like PC comments here and there, and you think it's funny because we young and we stupid and we kind of just like saying little dumb shit. Them niggas turn 30 and they still hold those same sentiments. But now they're not laughing on your Facebook feed. They're really telling you that it's lizards in the Oval Office taking your baby's plasma. They really going up to that White House on the 6th. Where was your motherfucking ass? Ask your auntie and your uncle where they was on the 6th. They go up to the White House on the 6th and they climb them damn walls, even though it's stairs to their left, right? So I think that she don't get that part, and that's why she's shocked that she's getting all of this, like, why you got that nigga here. And also, that too doesn't surprise me that niggas is like that. Because like I said, she's black, right? We know she black. You know she black. I would hope that you know she black and you're watching this show, because if you're watching this show and you don't understand that she's black, I'm gonna help you real quick. I can see how those niggas that was surprised that her hair was really like that was like that, because to the untrained eye, she probably does look a little bit white passing to them, right? I mean, them niggas, who was that baseball player? It was a baseball player from like the 50s and 60s. If y'all know what I'm talking about, please comment beneath this video. But there was a I forgot what his name was. He was a famous one too. He was a Latinx player, like a real famous one. And for the longest time, them honkies thought that that was a white man. Even though when you look at pictures of that nigga today that he had in the past, you know good and goddamn well that nigga knew every Roomba song. That nigga was listening to La Lupe. Bitch, he cried when Selena died for sure. So I can understand how white people will look at her and think that and plus like she will always wear those damn like wigs, the blonde wigs, or just wigs period, with the straight hair and shit like that. And I'm sure that when she had her natural hair longer, she probably straightened it a lot too. And so when you do shit like that and you talking about dumbass white people, obviously a lot of them niggas will probably think that you are not black. And so when you do up the natural curls, which her hair is very pretty in my eyes, the blonde was cute. I kind of have a thing about the blonde hair, but I ain't gonna talk about that today. I think the blonde was cute though, and I think that her curls were very cute and it looked very healthy. And I thought there was nothing wrong with the picture, but also I'm black, so I wouldn't have that opinion anyway. Or sorry, I'm black and I'm pro-black. I'm a black African American, if you get what I'm saying. I guess my whole point of this whole thing, and I'm kind of just dragging it on, is that, girl, you made the bed that you laid in, flat out. You tried to appeal to these like gamer boys, these anime boys, these cosplayer boys, these Dorito chip hot chip Doritos, the smoothie fucking, you know what I'm saying? Like the niggas that eat the half done hot pockets. You feel what I'm saying? Like the niggas that don't even know what water tastes like, let alone what it look like, let alone where to get it from. Like them was your core fans for real. Niggas who don't shower. And niggas that bust nuts and socks. Them is the niggas that you kind of really had on your side for real, and like the people surrounding them on your side. And again, I'm gonna say that like once you get into like that area of those sort of people, like the cosplayers and shit, you gonna run into a lot of racism. And if you don't believe me, I want you to go to Google right now and just type in black cosplayer faces racism and see the slew of articles you're gonna find, because dumb niggas is racist as shit. Them anime people and them fucking Halo niggas, fucking Fortnite niggas, all them the niggas that walk, them niggas that walk on they in the front of their feet. Them is the niggas I'm talking about. They racist as shit, and them niggas that you appeal to, and you had them confused and thinking that your hair was just like straight white girl shit, and now they kind of confused about what the fuck they was fucking with for the last 4 or 5 years, and now they want their money back. Because when I signed up to support you, Mrs. Doja of the Cats, your hair was straight, okay? And you spoke like me, and you like the things that I like. And for you to be a nigger bitch, the ultimate betrayal. So Jerrod Carmichael came out with, I guess, a docuseries on, I believe it's HBO. It's about his life and like him navigating coming out and being a comedian and his family and all this little shit like that. I haven't seen it because I don't have HBO Max. If you want to donate your password and your login, it will be happily appreciated here in the emmizziee household. But yeah, so he came out with this docu series, and he having conversations with people this and that. But one of the conversations that he had recently, or that came out at least, was the conversation that he had with Tyler, the Creator. I don't know the full story of their relationship. I didn't really do too much research on it besides watching the video that was all over TikTok and Twitter and reading little comments and shit like that. But from what I gathered, Tyler and Jerrod was very close friends. They was fucking around for a little while. Not fucking around, but you know what I'm saying? Like they was cool and shit like that. And so after a while, Jerrod decided that he not decided. The Jerrod, whoa, I'm stuttering over these words, girl. Jerrod caught feelings for Tyler the Creator and he expressed that to him. Tyler did not feel the same. In fact, when Jerrod told this nigga that he liked him, this nigga Tyler looked at him and said, haha, you stupid bitch. And then that was the end of the conversation. So the conversation that he's having on this docuseries is them finally coming back together and discussing what the fuck that was. Because I guess Jerrod felt like he like didn't really get, I don't want to say get access to Tyler, but like they was kind of like distant after that. And they really wasn't fucking with each other completely after that. Even though they would have little things here and there. I remember that Jerrod did an interview style video with Tyler the Creator for I think his new collaboration that he has with Louis Vuitton, I believe is what that was, or it might have been something completely different. It might have just been an actual interview, but uneducated thought means I don't know what the fuck be going on, right? Right. And so yeah, they had this little sit down and they was, discussing the shit and like you probably could have assumed because of who Tyler the Creator is. And if you don't know who Tyler the Creator is, you kind of been lost and I can't catch you up on that. But on the video, Tyler the Creator rejects Jerrod Carmichael again. And he does it in a very awkward way. He kind of tells him a bit about how like he felt like getting that information like was a change in their thing, and he told the nigga that he see him as a brother, and then he ordered tacos and ate them bitches in front of him and farted in front of Hotbox production with a fart in another room and told that nigga he'll live. I doubt that nigga lived. Because I think that Tyler the Creator is somewhat of like a vegan-ish, sort of like healthy eating ass nigga. And vegan niggas have the worst farts on earth. Not that meat eaters have good farts either. Honestly, no fart is good if you're really thinking about it. I don't even know why I'm trying to sit here and dissect the levels of fart. But if I had to sit here and break down the farts, I'll put the alcoholic niggas first because those are the most vile farts in the world. I'll put the vegan niggas second, and then I'll put everybody the fuck else because his farts stink. Basically he denied, not to deny the nigga, he rejected the nigga again, and then it was just a whole little awkward thing and buzzy. Here's my thing. I need y'all to start listening to y'all elders, right? Because what did Maya Angelou say? She said, when someone shows you who they are, what? I can't hear you one more time. Okay, that's what I thought. When someone shows you who they are, believe them, right? When you came to this man and you told him that you wanted to bust his doonies down or have him bust your doonies down, because I don't see Tyler the Creator as a bottom. He gives very heavy top energy. But who knows? So do I. When he told that man that he didn't want to be with him, he should have took that as that. And he didn't. And decided to put this man in front of these white people on HBO and ask him the same question again, probably getting some sort of something. I was like, I ain't gonna say that. What I will say, honestly, I'm joking around right now, but what I will say, honestly, is that I think that the whole purpose of that interview was for Jerrod to try to get some like closure about the situation because he said this shit to Tyler. And I just feel like I empathize with him. And I empathize with him because he, from what I see, is a gay black man that comes from a Christian background. And if you are not a gay black man that comes from a Christian background, you don't understand that as a gay black man coming from a Christian background, it is incredibly difficult to be a gay black man coming from a Christian background. Not only is it difficult to just exist, like living in your truth and trying to be happy and just express yourself the way that you see it, you also have a difficult time trying to like date people. Once you get comfortable with somebody, you kind of tend to latch onto them really hard. And then if you have the unfortunate mishap of falling in love with them or having feelings for them, it can be very, very difficult to navigate the rejection of that, because it is hard to get comfortable with niggas from the beginning. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's difficult to go out and date, number one, just because like there's like some uncomfortability. You know, you could probably have some like internal homophobia that you're working on and shit like that. And I'm not saying that Jerrod has this. I'm just speaking as in a general sense. You can have some like self-doubt, self-esteem issues, shit like that makes it hard to date. And so I kind of think that's where Jerrod was a little bit. But I do think that he went about that shit crazy. I think he went about that shit super duper wild, because why would you put me in this room and interview me about me telling you no when you could have just took the no from the beginning, right? And that's another thing I want to say real quick. When somebody that you want to be with or that you have a romantic interest with, you go for it and they reject you, don't get to asking niggas why. Because I feel like all you doing is setting yourself up to be hurt like Jerrod was. And you kind of gonna set yourself up for some embarrassment that you don't want to like sit with, that's gonna haunt you for a while. Again, in my personal opinion, you do what you want to do, girl. This is your world. So I was gonna talk about Lizzo quitting music, but I don't really give a fuck. I never really cared for her music to begin with. I'm not saying it's bad. I just never really like gave too much of a fuck about it. I felt like she always gave me like black girl, white money type shit, in the sense that I think that she's around black people, but I don't think she around them niggas. I don't think she around them niggas. Because if she was, I feel like a lot of the shit that we are hearing about in the whole like case about the like hostile work environment shit probably wouldn't have came up. But maybe it would have, because why the fuck is Diddy on the run? No, I didn't really give too much of a fuck about that to really like divulge into it. That whole workplace shit came up and the shit disappeared. She said she was gonna leave music, and then she just came back today or yesterday talking about she didn't mean music. She just meant the drama of music. And so now I'm too annoyed to really give too much of a full figgity fuck about it. So we're gonna move on to the segment of the show that I like to call "What's on Your Heart." In this segment, either you or I come up with something that we've been thinking about for a long time. But if you want to say something, or you want me to read a little letter, or you want to get off your chest on this show, feel free to DM me at this location right here on the screen that you see at the bottom of your screen, right there on your screen. And maybe I'll read it out loud. If you want some advice or some shit, you can ask me questions there, and I'll answer your question live, and not live. I answer your question on here and all of that good shit. But today I have something I have to get off my chest, and it is about the Beyonce album. So one of the podcasts that I listen to a lot is Don't Call Me White Girl. I love Mona. I love Phelps. I love everybody on that show. I was listening to the recent episode today, I should say, and she brought up the whole Beyonce album shit, the country album. The thing that she said was like, oh, I ain't gonna listen to that, but y'all let me know how that sound. And I kind of got upset about it. And this is not no shade to Mona. I love Mona. And number one, I love Mona. Number two, I don't want no smoke with that bitch, because she is gonna light my ass up. That, and I really want to buy them tickets to that show. I want to buy them tickets to the Detroit show. And if I buy them tickets and then a clip get out to her, I don't know how the fuck it would, because it's not enough people for this shit to go nowhere. But if she was to just miraculously find out that I said something that's sort of kind of almost crazy about her, I'm sure she's going to beat my ass at that show. And I don't want them problems with you, Mona. I love you dearly. But she did say that she wasn't going to listen to the album. And it kind of got me thinking about like what happened when she came out with Renaissance. it got better reception. So maybe not Renaissance. But I also thought about when Drake had put that album out, that house album. And a lot of y'all was on here talking about that shit is suck. It's just all these songs of bullshit. It sucks. It's stupid, blah, blah, blah. And y'all wasn't saying that on a sense of like, it was bad because of like the lyrical makeup of it or like the sound of it and shit like that. Y'all was saying it was bad because it was house music. And that's kind of what I want to talk about right now, which is it frustrates me and kind of also like saddens me whenever whenever black people come out with something that's not rap or hip hop and y'all niggas just call it trash automatically or y'all act like y'all not gonna listen to it, because it just shows me the proof in that we don't really know and understand our history as much as we like to tote around and act like we do, right? The majority of us, I would say. And I'm not trying to sit here and just like not be, you niggas need to know what the fuck, y'all, you niggas need to know what the fuck. Like, I'm not trying to do that because I used to be like that. I didn't know that, black people made a bunch of different shit outside of hip hop. When growing up, all I heard from black people was R&B, and hip hop, like rap. Niggas is rapping, rapidy raptastic. Like that's it. If you ain't rapping, you doing R&B. If you ain't doing R&B, you rapping. If you ain't doing either one, you doing the basketball. If you ain't doing that, you selling dope. That's my full extent of what I understood about black people. There was a few niggas that was like acting and shit like that, but that wasn't no like real thing that niggas was like, oh, I can be an actor, right? Like the within arm's reach shit was you gonna rap, you gonna do R&B, you gonna sell dope, or you gonna do basketball, and that's all niggas had in their mind from what I saw growing up. And so I understand that niggas don't really know the full extent of like our reach and where we can go, but it still upsets me to see that a lot of you niggas won't even listen to her album because you like, oh, it's country. Newsflash, nigga, we made country, right? Country has its roots in slave music, right? When your ancestors, my ancestors, your great, 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 great grandmama and my great, 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 great granddaddy was out there in them fields picking at cotton, yours was probably in the house though. When your people was out there picking that cotton, they was out there singing hymns and singing songs and playing instruments and all that type of shit like that. And then that transferred to folk music. Folk music turned into country as we know it now. Country then turned into, as this is our trajectory, I should say. Our country then turned into blues. Blues turned into jazz. Jazz turned into R&B, and this is where the fuck we got right now, right? And niggas don't know that. And that's why whenever y'all hear about somebody doing some country music, y'all like, I'm not about to listen to that bullshit because you don't know that that is where your people come from. And I want to say that I appreciate Beyonce and for coming out with this country album and the Renaissance album before that was house music. And I want to give a shout out to Vince Staples for making an album about house music, and Drake for his house music, and just any black artists that go out there and make something other than hip hop, because I think that we are at a point now, and maybe this is just a conspiracy that I got going on. I don't know. Y'all niggas could tell me what the fuck, but it is clear to me that like hip hop is dead, right? I feel like the genre of hip hop has been co-opted by these white elites, these white executives who know and understand that if you push a certain message to a certain group of people in a certain way over and over and over again, you can keep them where they at. And they also know how to capitalize off of the drama that comes from some of our communities. But not only that, they also very much so know how to co-opt things that we do. They take our slang, they take our wardrobe, they take our lingo, they take our whatever the fuck it is, and they take it, they water it the fuck down, and then you get a Lil Mabu, or you get some sort of industry plant whose names I'm not about to say. But it's not what is intended. It's not what its intended purpose was from the beginning. Hip hop used to be about spreading messages through the community, positive or negative, or trying to give people expression in these low income areas to say what their daily life is like and try to like get themselves some sort of upward mobility, and just it was a cultural thing. And so now to see that it's like just been bastardized and commodified and turned to some bullshit, I think that we are in a point now as black people that we need to shift from that, even though I don't want to say shift from it because that's our shit and we need to keep that as long as we can. But I think that the people like Beyonce who make a house album and then turn around and make a country album, she knows and understands that we need to understand that we can do other things and that we are multifaceted ass niggas. And so to have people like Beyonce come out with a country album or a house album or some shit like that, to show people that we can do other things, that we can be other shit, is just like important. And I think that we as the consumers need to participate in this shit, whether you like it or not. That's fine, but I feel like you should listen to it first, because even on this album, I ain't know shit about country until this album. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I knew Dolly Parton. I knew that I slashed the key into the side of your souped up little 4-wheel drive. That's just this full extent of what the fuck I knew. It wasn't until this album that I knew that there was even black country artists for real. Like, until this whole buzz came around and niggas knew it was gonna be a country album. Like, obviously there was black country artists and shit like that, but I didn't know that niggas was doing that shit, and I didn't know about Linda Martell. You know what I'm saying? And like shit like that. And so this album was to teach us that this is something that we come from and that we should participate in it, even if you don't like it, you don't like it. That's the end of it. But I don't know. I'm kind of just stumbling around my words. The whole point I'm trying to make is that I think that we really need to explore other means of self-expression. I think that hip hop was our baby, and I think that it's not what it used to be. And I wouldn't mind moving outside of it. It's going to be hard for me personally because I do love rap. But I do think that there needs to be more black artists, black art, black content that's not surrounded around all this ghetto bullshit all the time, because it pigeonholes us into thinking that there's only one way of doing shit. And I don't want the next generation of people coming up thinking that they need to be Natalie Nunn to be somebody, because I used to think that I needed to be Lil Wayne to be somebody. You know what I mean? Like, I think that it's dangerous to only consume a certain type of content on a regular basis. And you can see the truth in that and how these motherfucking kids act nowadays, because all these little niggas got guns. All these niggas think crashing out is cool. All these little niggas think that popping perks and airing shit out is cool. And I thought that too when I was a child. But the difference between them and me is that when I would hear Lil Wayne talk about blowing some shit up and shooting some shit up and going out and doing some wild shit, I could even that out with some Jill Scott. You feel me? I can even that out with some Luther Vandross or whatever the fuck it is my mama was playing at the crib. It's kids nowadays just growing up, and the only thing that they hearing on the radio is, or the only music that they're hearing, period, is I'm gonna shoot something, I'm gonna sell some dope, I'm gonna go blow a nigga. I don't give a fuck about the repercussions of my actions. All these little kids know who won't smoke with me. None of these niggas could tell me one Ari Lennox song. You get what I'm saying? And I think that shit may be by design. I think that shit may be on purpose. But I think that when we have people like Beyonce to come out with other shit, that we need to push that up. Yeah, no, my whole point is that explore black art, niggas. Explore it. Go listen to niggas in other genres. Go listen to niggas that do rock. Go listen to niggas that do country. Go listen to niggas that do EDM and techno. Go listen to niggas that do uh 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 whatever the fuck, right? Like, go listen to niggas do other things. Go watch niggas do other shit. Because if you just get stuck in this whole, I gotta be a gangster, I gotta carry a gun, I gotta do all this wild shit, child, we gonna be in a fucked up ass place. But that's the show. I hope you liked it. Give it a thumbs up and like and follow if you had a good time. Give it a thumbs down if you a hoe ass nigga. And if you do give it a thumbs down, do know that I'm gonna crack your man shit in half. I'm gonna bust him wide open. Bye, nigga.